All right. So we're going to create this. I'm going to create a new document. I'm going to call it GlitterBomb. And what we're doing is we're going to try to create this, but just a really rough drawing of it. Just a general shape really is fine. So we're going to first create just a square. So we're going to sketch something in 2D. Click there. Click the top. And let's just draw a square. How big will this be? That thing looked like it's about 4 inches by 4 inches. So that's what I'm going to go by. It definitely looks squarish shape, the overall dimension anyway. So that's what I'm going to go with, 4 inches. In real life, we would measure the width of the phones and all that stuff, but this seems close enough. So we'll just click check mark, and then click this, and let's extrude it upwards. And phones tend to be like 5, 6 inches long. But they're slanted and whatnot inside there. So let's just go with 6 inches tall, maybe 6.5. That's what I'm gonna go with. That looks too tall. I don't know. I'm gonna go 6 and get the general shape of it anyway. All right. Next thing we need to do is possibly we can maybe right now just go ahead and fillet all the corners. Let's see if we can, because I know he did, and because it does look nicer. So let's go here. And there we go. It got rounded corners there. Now, there is a cone in here, and how do we do a cone? I think we can use something called loft, and we can try that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to say plane, and I'm going to click this, and I need a new plane, and I'm going to do a new plane down here somewhere. I don't know how deep that cone is. It's at 1.92 inches right now, so I'm just going to go 2 inches deep, and I'm going to assume the cone is that big. And actually, that's probably too far. So I'm going to go back to this plane, double click on it, and say 1.5 inches. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Now, I have 2 planes technically. I have the surface of the material, and then I have this new plane right here. And I'm going to draw a circle in both. So sketch this top part right here. And let's click here. And let's just draw a circle here. And it's pretty much most of the size of that. How big is that right now, that circle? Let's just go dimension and figure out how big that circle is. Hey, didn't I click you? Okay. All right. Well, there we go. 3.2. I don't like random numbers like 3.222204. So I'm going to go 3.25. And then I'm going to do dimension tool right here. Oh, I'm already in the dimension tool. Cool. Click here. And I'm going to go to the very outer edge. And I'm going to put 2 inches. I think that's the amount. It was 4, if you remember, this was 4 from the outer edge to outer edge. So the middle should be 2 inches. Yeah, so that's right. So click here to this outer edge, and this should be 2 inches. And that will put me perfectly centered, and now it's black, which means it's fully constrained. And I'm done with that drawing. Now I'm going to draw on this other plane right here. Remember the one that I created down here? So I'm going to create that one. I feel like it's still too low, but who cares? Sketch on that plane right there and rotate to it. And I'm going to draw a circle. It looks like I'm drawing on this surface, but I am not. And there we go. And this circle is going to be much smaller. I'm going to make it like 0.25 inches, like that. And then I'm going to dimension it to be right in the center as well, if I can do that, if it lets me. Hello? What happened there? Dimension from you. Oh, look, there's 2 dots here. I might be able to line them up without any dimensions, so I'm going to push escape. Right here, there's a bunch of stuff right here, and I think it's coincident. We're constrained 2 or more entities to share the same location in a sketch. Let's see. So that, I'm going to say you and you. There we go. And that puts it right in the center. Okay. So that'll do it. All right. Now I have 2 circles. I hope. That one's dashed for some reason. I have no idea why. Why are you dashed? Is it, oh, maybe just it's underneath the material, so that's why. All right. Now let's do loft. And I'm going to click here to... Now notice it's not letting me click this, maybe because it's down in the material. So I'm going to click sketch 3. You see how face sketch 2 right here? I'm going to do this one, sketch 3. I'm just going to click it. And it's not, oh, and I'm not going to add, I'm going to remove. And then done, check mark. There we go. Alrighty. So look at that, I got that cone thing going. I was going for this thing right here. Now notice it has like a little grooves right here, and I can work on that later if I really want to, but like I said, I want the general shape, so I'm not worried about that. We're not, I mean, he spent a long time drawing this. This was not something you draw up in 5 minutes. So it's fine. So we're just going for the general shape of things. Plus this was a separate part altogether anyway. Now let's see if we can try to figure this one out right here. This cut, that little trapezoid, 3D trapezoid or trapezoid prism. I'm not sure what you would call it. So we're definitely going to need a box. Now, I think I'm going to draw a plane way out here somewhere. So there's a plane right here. I'm going to purposely draw it a little big and see if I can get this to work. So I'm going to draw, I'll show you what I mean by that. Sketch. No, first I'm going to get a new plane. Plane. This one. And you see I'm creating this. Let me see if I can show you this a little bit better. I'm creating a new, from this plane, I'm creating a new one. See right here? Out here. And I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to put it 1.5 inches away. And technically you should be able to do it here directly on the surface, but I'm going to try something. So see if this works. I also need a plane right in the center of this thing, or deeper inside of it anyway. So I'm going to click plane again, plane, and I'm going to click this one. I'm going to go this way, inside. And remember, 2 inches inside would be right in the middle, but that's not where I necessarily need it. I need it like 0.5 inches in, like a half inch in. Maybe 0.75, like 3/4 of an inch in. They aren't very far because there's like a phone near the surface, and that's where this hole is for. It's for the camera, by the way. I got a lot of planes going on here. So I'm going to draw on this one right here. This, come on, not you. You, right there, this one. So I'm going to say sketch here. Rotate it so it's towards me. And I'm going to draw a little small rectangle here. And I'm not sure how big this is going to be, but I'm just going to say it's going to be something like 0.5, maybe half an inch by something like 0.25. I feel like this side's too high, just from the picture. So I'm going to say 0.35. Also, I need to say where it's at. Notice it's not exactly in the middle. So I'm going to go here to the outer edge. And not 2 inches. 2 inches is to the center of this thing. So I need to go 2 inches minus 1/8, because this is a 1/4 inch here. Right here, 1/4 inch, and I'm trying to get to the middle of that. So I'm going to go 2 inches minus 0.125, and that should put me right in the center there. Left and right anyway. From the top, this is more of a, what do I want the look as, you know, like, because I have no idea how far from the top that thing is. I'm just guessing. The middle, I know I want it in the middle this way, left and right, but this one, this 1.47, so I'm going to go 1.5. There we go. And there we go. So we have our square there. Now I need the square on the outside. I told you I'm going to try this one way out here. So sketch here. Let me face it. There we go. And so I know the plane's down here, but you're technically drawing on it up here. So let's do this here. Let's go. And I'm purposely making this one bigger. Like this. And then I'm going to go dimension it. I like to use kind of more regular numbers. Let's go 5 this way. Let's go 5 this way then. Why not? Let's just make a square. Oops. I rotated my object around. All right. Now I want it in the center of this rectangle kind of. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to go here. And then for this, I'm going to have to do some math. I know this is 5 inches, so I want it to be 2.5 away. 2.5 away less than, and this was 0.35. So I'm just going to do a calculator real quick. Let's see here. 0.35 was how tall that little rectangle was. Divide that by 2. 0.175. 0.175. And then I know I want 2.5 minus 0.175 equals, and that should put me 2325. This number right here. 2.325. That should put me right in the smack in the middle of this rectangle here. Now this way is going to be slightly different because I didn't make a square. So this one right here is going to be, boy, now I got to get out a calculator again. Let's see here, calculator. And I know I want, what was it? It was 0.25 that way. Oh, so 0.25 was how wide that little square was. Divide that by 2 to get me in the middle of it. That's 1/8 of an inch, 0.125. And then I know in the middle, I need 2.5 inches minus that 0.125 is 0.2375. 2.375. And that should put me right smack in the middle of it, if I did my math correctly. So what I was doing is I wanted to figure out that distance here from here to here, because this whole thing was 1/4 of an inch. So this is 1/8 of an inch from the center to here. So I know that from this edge, so technically from the middle, oh, and I could have gone from the middle. Look at that, there's a dot here. Huh. Oh, wait, yeah, there's a dot there. I could have just gone to that dot. So let's do that. It should be, you see how it's 2.375 to this dot? It should just be 2.5 to this dot, because remember, this whole thing is 5 inches, and half of 5 inches is 2.5. So 2.5 from this middle to this outer edge. So let's just do that. And I didn't have to do as much math because there's a dot there for me to work with. So let's click that dot, click this wall, and say 2.5. See? There we go. And that's it. So let's click check mark. Give me 1 second here. One second. Okay, so now we're going to try to loft those two together. So I'm going to click loft. Sorry, I was on a phone there. That's what that was about. And you see how there's those two rectangles I'm going to do. You can actually click them here. So notice I haven't clicked any profiles yet. I can say from 4 to 5, and then I can say remove. And you see how it's done it? Now you see how what I was going for there? It's not as big as I once thought. And I think I know how to fix that. I'm going to exit out of here. I wonder if I can change the plane that I was working on. Where's that plane? So here's this plane is on this plane, right? Nope, that one right here. And I'm going to try to make it a little closer. 0.5. There we go. And the rectangle's still there. So let's see if that works. So now I'm going to loft. So I just moved that giant rectangle I drew a lot closer. And then it's lofting from where to where? From sketch 4 to sketch 5 and remove that stuff. So I'm going to click this remove button. And that's sort of more what I was looking for right here. Except I noticed that his chops the whole top off right here. See this top part? And that's because he doesn't have more of a square design. So let's just go back and fix that rectangle right here. And I'm going to go here and just adjust this to 2.6. There we go. So I'm actually just making it off-centered, really. I'm not even changing that. I'm changing it. I left it a square. I just shifted it up a little bit. So then I'm going to go to Loft and say from Sketch 4 to Sketch 5, remove right here. And that's a lot closer to what I was looking for. There we go. Look at that. We're doing it. That's close enough for now. And so you would kind of do that on all four sides technically to do it right. And that's all there is to it. I mean, we could do way more stuff than this, but I think once we get that going, I think we're pretty smooth. I think also he does round these sharp corners off, so I think he does a fillet, and he does these fillets right here. Actually, I think you just click fillet and just click these whole pieces right here. And 0.2 is a really big fillet for these small stuff, so I can go 0.125. Did I do it? Oh, it didn't work. So that's too much filleting still. So 0.1. Let's see if 0.1 will let me fillet it. That did let me fillet it. Okay. So there we go. So it's all rounded. It's got a more finished look to it, I guess. You know? And if you want, you can do that up here as well. Technically, you can click that and then fillet that right here with this fillet tool. And it's got that rounded finish to it. So I think that'll be good. If you can get me that on all four sides, that should be able to do it.